What do you need to do to succeed if the commitment is there and you're still failing? You need to find a way to succeed, and we need to look at why are you failing. And in most instances, it's because you're not eating enough fruit. Every once in a while, it's because you're not eating enough vegetables. But mostly, it's because you're not eating enough fruit, or the fruit isn't sweet enough. A question comes up repeatedly: what do I do? What do I do to succeed on a raw food diet? I keep going on raw, and I've tried it 17 times. I've tried it 27 times. I never get more than a week or a month, or I can't seem to string more than a few days together. What am I missing? What do I need to do to succeed on a raw vegan diet? For me, looking back, the answer is really easy. It has to do with a commitment. If you're committed to the raw vegan diet, then you'll manage just fine. And if the commitment isn't there, if it's a half-hearted effort, if you know you can always go back to cooked, then it's no big deal, then you probably will. You probably will. I mean, it's sort of like being on a cruise ship and then falling overboard. Like, you're gonna swim. You're committed to swim. You swim or you sink. And so sometimes for me, I'll encourage people to play a game in their head and pretend they fell overboard and pretend they're landed on an island and there's nothing but raw food there and they would like to eat, so they're going to eat raw because that's all there is. There are so many options in the world to do things that we don't choose to do. There's hiking to the North Pole. There's injecting heroin. There's lots of things to do that we don't do. And we don't feel we're missing out by not doing those things, even if it's, the best thing ever for somebody else. For us, the commitment to go all raw is the thing that must be behind a raw success. If there's not a commitment, then it's easy to go back and forth, and it can get frustrating. What do you need to do to succeed if the commitment is there and you're still failing? You need to find a way to succeed, and we need to look at why are you failing. And in most instances, it's because you're not eating enough fruit. Every once in a while, it's because you're not eating enough vegetables. But mostly, it's because you're not eating enough fruit, or the fruit isn't sweet enough. So people say, yes, I really like vegetables. I've had plenty of people come to me. I really like vegetables. Can I do 2 vegetable meals and 1 fruit meal? And I go, well, if that works for you, be my guest. But my experience says it rarely works. It almost never works. I've never seen anybody use that plan successfully for long-term raw success. You can do anything for a day, a week, a month without maintaining your weight, or without being satiated all the time, or constantly losing a little ground until you finally go off the raw path. That's not quite the same thing. But if we want to succeed long term, we want to stay the path. You want to go, I went from one summer right to the next summer, right to the next summer, right to the next summer. I made it all the way through 12 months a year. Then I'm not seeing that success happen on 2 vegetable meals, 1 fruit meal. It's just not enough carbohydrate intake. It's not enough calorie intake. Invariably what happens is we start to add more fats to the salads because you're just not taking in enough calories. Next thing, you're on a relatively high fat diet. When the fat in the diet starts going much above 25-30% of calories, then fruit starts setting off problems rather than being the answer. It becomes the problem because blood sugar becomes unstable. Blood sugar levels will tend to rise and rise uncontrollably. Insulin can't do its job in the way it should, and so all of a sudden fruit becomes the problem. And it wasn't fruit in the first place. It was the high fat added to the high vegetable. We're just not meant to consume that much low calorie food because we can't take in enough. These are the first things that come to my mind. If somebody's asking me, what do I need to do to succeed on a raw food diet? First of all comes a commitment of some kind. Even if your commitment is, I'm going to do an all raw food diet today, or I'm going to do an all raw diet this week and see how I like the outcome, and then I'll make the decision for the next week. But if you say, oh no, I've been through all of that, I know, I really just want to go raw, well then there has to be some kind of bridge burning ceremony. There has to be some kind of commitment, a house clearing, a sage burning, I don't know, get all the food you don't want to see around your house, get it out of your house. Why are you keeping it in your house? Why are you keeping a closet full of bottles, boxes, and cans of cooked food when it's not really supposed to be in your mind? If it's always there, it's hard to ignore it if it's always there. It's like an alcoholic living in a room full of, in a house filled with alcohol or anything else. Oh, I'm not going to use those drugs, but I keep them there just in case. When this isn't a good plan. You want to really get free of that stuff. For me, I know when I made the commitment to going raw, I sold my stove to the junk man. I got $50. I bought raw food with it, but I sold my stove. I bought a blender. I made sure I had the tools so that I could do what I needed to do. I could make what I wanted to make. And this helped tremendously to strengthen the commitment. And then success made me strengthen the commitment. And then feeling better made me not only strengthen the commitment, but I didn't want to lose what I'd gained. I've got newfound gains. I don't want to give them up. I like feeling better, feeling more energetic, waking up more alive on less sleep, thinking more clearly, having ease of weight management. I mean, it all just reinforced my desire to stay raw. But it's got to start out with a very clear-cut desire, because you will always eat what you want to eat. If you find yourself eating cooked food, I'm committed to raw, but then I found myself eating cooked. It's because you wanted to eat cooked. So releasing that desire, I don't know whether this is FOMO or what it is, but releasing that desire. And the nice thing is that I can guarantee you this: if you make the commitment to, say, a year or a decade or something of raw, to give it a fair chance and see how you like it, should you ever change your mind, cooked food will always be there for you. You can go back to it. But for me, I don't wish to go back to it. I burned the bridge. I don't miss it. I don't go back. I found something far better. And I don't miss the old style, because the new style is certainly far better. I really encourage you to make that same decision. Hi guys, Dr. Doug Graham here, and I have a question for you today. Are you passionate about helping others reach their fullest health and performance potential? Do you love coaching others? Because if you do, I have a tremendous opportunity to offer you today. With the 80-10-10 Coaching Certification Program, we'll help you turn your passion into profit. We'll show you how to reach clients anywhere, anytime, and you can be confident because you're learning from 3 of the most trusted and experienced people in the raw food movement. Turn your passion into a career while you're helping others get the health that they so desire and deserve. We'll give you the training, the tools, and all the support you need to become a successful 80-10-10 certified coach. Sign up today to become a level 1 coach.